Our opponent had lethal on board, but still chose the greedy play of flipping his Nicol Bolas. That is just... Mwah. Mwah. What's going on, y'all? Vnncz3 here, bringing you a budget, brewed up Merfolk tribal deck that we're going to use inside the Brewer's Delight Challenge today. But before we get into our matches, I'd like to go over the deck with y'all, because there are a few cards you can cut to make it more budget friendly. Also, I wanted to go over the cards that are going to be rotating out as soon as Guild of Ravnica does drop. There's 8 rares you can take out of the deck to make it more budget friendly, and it just so happens that these 8 rares are going to be rotating out as soon as the Guilds of Ravnica set does come in, and that's going to be Metallic Mimic and Botanical Sanctum. If you want to not make the Botanical Sanctum because, well, you're either trying to future-proof it or you just don't have the wild rare cards, well, have no fear, Danger Dog's here. You can actually add in Woodland Streams, and if you don't want to add the Metallic Mimics in there, you can feel free to add in 2 Tempest Callers, 1 additional Watertrap Weaver, and 1 additional Merfolk Trickster. For the sideboard, we've got 3 Shaper's Sanctuaries that will come in for your mid-range to control matchups, 4 Surge Mares that will come in for your mono green and control matchups, 4 Deeproot Waters that will come in for your control matchups, 2 Kapalas that will come in for your mid-range to control matchups. We've got a Nissa and a Vivian. If you don't want to make these cards, especially Nissa because she's going to be rotating out, you can add in another Shaper's Sanctuary, or you can add in Tyrant of Orazca, Kumena. I think I said that correctly. Alright, let's go ahead and queue up for this Brewer's Delight Challenge. So we'll spend our 250 golds, and we'll select our Merfolk deck. Boop! Okay, we're going to go combat, attack, and we'll swing for 3. End our turn. If they sacrifice this, so if they attack and then sacrifice it, this is only a sorcery ability, so that's what my guess is that they're trying to get value out of it. It's already combat phase, so we're going to play our Merfolk Trickster here, tap it down, and it will lose all of its abilities. And so, is this another Essence Scatter? If so, it's like our opponent had every single answer they could possibly need. No, it's a disallow. It's just as good. Well, good news is it doesn't flip. The bad news is that it's going to flip. And that's okay. Let's swing for 3. We'll be 8 up. So Nicol Bolas turns into doing damage or returning creatures back or drawing cards. Either way, I'm thinking he's going to draw cards because there's not really a good creature to bring back or anything. And I think that that's a really bad play in my opinion, because he wins next turn if it just stays in play.
Boundless power.
Yep, draw your 2, my good sir. Unless he does 10 to this, which is kind of really bad in my opinion. But we'll figure it out. I would just draw 2 cards. That's what I would do. Nothing seems worth it. Yep.
My genius is a match.
Go here. He's at 3, so if he doesn't have any action, which I'm pretty sure he does, if he just top deck lands, good for us, but if he didn't, oh my gosh, okay. Each opponent sacks a creature, that's fine. He absolutely has to kill this 3/3 now, unless he's got like a Vraska's Contempt in his hand. And I do apologize if I'm talking a little too fast for you, but that's kind of just what I do. It's who I am. Draw the 2 cards and pass. I'm pretty sure that's like a Vraska's Contempt because this player's done nothing but play like removal and counter spells. It's like a Grixis control deck that uses Disallow in the main board, which is extremely greedy if you ask me, but meh. If it works, it works. Okay, so he's hoping I don't top deck a creature, which I did. Do I just win? Let's go! Our opponent had lethal on board, but still chose the greedy play of flipping his nickel bolus. That is just... Mwah. Mwah. Aha, this is not bad at all. I'm actually going to sandbag the Mist-Cloaked Herald and play the Metallic Mimic, and then the next turn, Mist-Cloaked Herald with a counter on it. At least that's the game plan. Turn 1, Kumian Speaker. Turn 2. Turn 3 is going to be boom and boom. This might actually... at least it's a budget land, so I don't know. If it's a control deck, it'll be maybe a little rough, but we'll see. Maybe it's a blue-black mill deck? That could work. Oh, a glint sleeve. Let's go. Yeah, I'm actually going to keep my Lord safe. And I have no intentions on blocking, so I'm just going to swing. If he blocks here, then he's probably got a second glint sleeve in his hand. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to block. Yep. Now, if my opponent spends his entire turn getting rid of my Metallic Mimic, I'm actually not displeased with that at all. So I'll go Metallic Mimic and then Mist-Cloaked next turn. Oh, is this a Grixis deck? Sure, no blocks. Yeah, those Shapers would be really good right now. Yep, you can feel free to use your removal spell now, my good sir. An Essence Scatter? Okay. That works for me. Take 4? So my opponent's going to win the card advantage game, but he's already at 13, so next turn I'm swinging for 9. If he goes Nicol Bolas pass, I'm like, okay. Now, if he doesn't swing here, he has nothing, but I'm pretty sure he's got like a Orazca's Contempt at like the minimal, yeah. Let me Essence Scatter. What you gonna do, buddy? The methodical thinking behind all of these control decks I've been playing up against lately is just really, it's crushing me, it really is. Warlord Virtuoso? Sure. Let's go Branchwalker first. I'm thinking he's got a Fatal Push in his hand, maybe, yeah? Yep. What's on top? A land. Outstanding. Exactly what I didn't need. It's always things I don't need. Yep. And, yeah, I'm actually going to swing the team here. I'm okay with trading my Metallic Mimic now at this point. It's already done its job. He's going to trade here with the Metallic Mimic, make a token, and block this to stay at a higher life total. Yep. Still go down to 10. Feels bad, man. And you can't block the Mist-Cloaked. Seems pretty good. Called it. What you got, buddy? You just need hexproof. That's all you need is hexproof. That's it. That's game over. Like, my opponent just scoops. Oh, man. While my opponent takes his turn, I'm gonna methodically hand shuffle is what I'm going to do. Is my opponent bricking on lands? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna block here. Because the chances of him having something, like even if he has a combat trick to blow this out, it's not the end of the world for me. It's really not. And he's got to spend mana on his turn, which is pretty good for me. His Fatal Pushes it hit pretty much every creature in my deck, so except for like 4 or something like that. Are you going to get aggroed out, buddy? Is that what you're worried about? Mr. Methodical Thinker? If only I drew some red lands, you'd be in a hard drive. That still doesn't answer your problem, buddy. It really doesn't. A Fatal Push would, but you're going to take 6 on the crackback. Or my bad, you're going to take 4 on the crackback? Okay, sure. There's no way I'm not attacking. So if you draw a card, you go to 3, and it's just lethal. So that tells me that he does not have a spot removal card in his hand that can deal with the Mist-Cloaked Herald right now. Which is fine with me. And if he leaves his Glint Sleeve back, that tells me even more that he just doesn't have it. He's probably got like Scarab God, Torrential Gearhulk, maybe a Nicol Bolas in his hand. If he's got a Nicol Bolas, he might just slam it. If he does, he loses. Because then he doesn't have any removal spells open. There's a lot that he's telling me right now. Cast down? Seems pretty good. You can't even attack. A second Glint Sleeve? Okay, let's go. Watch me draw, like, my second Lord. Oh! Aha! Let's go! There we go. There you go, buddy. We're still gonna swing. He's gonna block 2 here, go to 1, so he can't even draw a card if he wanted to. He has to draw action. Like, he's got to have it. There we go. Nicol Bolas doesn't get him out of it. It doesn't really matter which one I exile, so we'll go with this one. Is that just game? Let's go, Scoobs! Let's go! Filthy, dirty control players. Ugh. And I say it, but I don't know. I play control sometimes. But there we go. We got our 3 wins, and let's see what cards we get. Get a little bit of gold. Claim our prizes. All right, what are the... Ooh. Boundary Inspector. Glint Sleeve. Okay, Glint Nest, I mean. Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's go. These are actually pretty good. Antiquity. These cards I've got plenty of these cards, but that's not bad. The Metalwork Colossus. Maybe some Metal Storm's going to be coming in our future. All right, Scoobs. Here's that greed deck I was telling you that I was going to be brewing. And the win condition is Revel in Riches for right now. Of course, there's going to be more than one win condition in the deck, but Revel in Riches, if you lost to this card, how bad would you feel, Scoobs, right? If you have 10 or more treasures at the beginning of your upkeep, you win the game. So, playing cards like Karn is really super good because his -2 just makes big fatty creatures to help us block. Treasure Map is really good here. Trove of Temptation's really good because every turn my opponent has to attack. They have to attack, and I get a treasure every turn. Vance Blasting Cannons. This is kind of... I wish I had more of this card. I'm not going to lie. I wish I had a few more of it. We've got Chandra, Torch of Defiance. I mean, yeah, anyway, Scoobs. I don't want to bore you too much about this deck, but we're brewing it up, okay? But anyways... Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys did, let me know inside the comment section. If you didn't, let me know what I did wrong. You know, let me know why you didn't like the video. But anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about though, right? Love, peace, and chicken grease. Be safe. Thanks for stopping by to spend some of your quality time. And yeah, stay classy.